Okay, so now we're going to attach the lower flying wire. I use one of these little braces to hook them. And kind of put one on each leg. Now what I want to make sure is that as I stretch this cable out, it's not kinked or twisted. And it's going to go in this position. Okay, now I'm going to grab the other one where I keep the bolt and the key.
So it's a pass-through bolt, goes to do both?
It's a pass-through bolt that goes right through, yeah. I got an AN nut and nylock nut and 2 washers. I set them down on a concrete floor where I can find them easily. If you're doing this on asphalt in the grass, come up with a different plan. But there are spares in the box of parts that I'm sending. So if you look over here, you maybe can see where I'm going to insert this. The lower hole is a weep hole to get rid of moisture. This one is where we go. And by the way, there are a number of holes on this tab. And you want to get, the one on the left side wants to be in if you're looking at it from this side, like 3 o'clock hole. You can use different holes if you want to adjust the tension, but this one has worked well pretty much the whole time I've had the plane, which tells me that the cables have not stretched. So I'm going to slide it through here. And I'm going to hold it with one hand while I reach around the tail and catch the other one. And again, in this one, looking at it from the other side, it's the 3 o'clock hole. You can see that there's a little bit of wearing on there, so you can tell which is which, but this is the best, provides the best tension. I put the 2 washers on and the nut. I'm throwing in these tools. Comes with the plane. It's like a 10mm socket and 3/8 on the other side. So I hold the head over here. Then I crank this nut down until it clears the hole for the clip. Now this is a nylock nut, and they say you don't really, it's probably not advised to use a drilled bolt because it can wear out the nylock, but I like the idea of having extra safety, so I put that pin in there, and I feel just a little bit better that that's not going to come undone. Almost clearing the hole. Okay, and then I can put my safety pin in. And I kind of make sure that that pin is either down straight or forward, so there doesn't any chance of interfering with the bell crank on the rudder. So that's well out of the way. So that's all that it needs to be done. I give it a little click like a banjo string. If it's about the same note, you have pretty good equal tension. Okay, you can pause now. Now we're going to install the gap seal, and it sits between the wings, and I just lay it in here. I used to work from the left side, it's really easy to align. And you can see that I want to get it up against the edge of the felt. About half the wing comes about halfway into the felt, and there are guides on the side of the gap seal at the top to help you keep it straight. And I just slide it back. Until it can swing. Then we go around the back. So now we're going to attach the back end of the gap seal. This spring sits very close to the wire that controls the strobe lights. So I kind of be careful when I'm pulling it off that I set it in the in a position that it's in front of the strobe wire. For when it comes on and pull it forward, I don't want it to hook that strobe wire and disconnect it and me not realize it. But you take this spring and you run it underneath the padded section here, and you bring it up and easily hook it through there, like that. So that keeps the back end down and keeps it all secure in place during flight. Now, a couple of quick things while we're back here. Let's move to this side. This plane is set up to be and trimmed. It has a roll trim function. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing the same thing with this spring on this side. So while we're here, I'll just demonstrate that. Now these little connectors, these little arms are getting a little worn. One of them I had to cut and put a new hole in, but if it happens again, just cut it and stretch the string a little farther, put a new hole in, and you've got a lot of hours left in it. Now if you look down here, this is a two-place side-by-side plane. If you fly it mostly with one person, you can adjust the roll trim by having these three washers on the top of the U-joint. So here's the head, there's three washers, and then no washer, one or no below, and then the nut. Now what that does is it lowers the trailing edge of this wing ever so slightly and puts a little twist that makes it more comfortable, neutralizes stick pressure right and left when you're flying alone. If you're going to fly a lot with somebody else, take the bolt out and move these washers to the bottom, and it'll change that angle a little bit. I'm including with the plane a new piece of hardware that has the hole offset a little bit in this U-joint. I haven't used it yet because I haven't had to change the trim for a long time. I usually fly it by myself. But if you want to, you can replace this piece of hardware, this U-joint, with the one that's got the offset hole, and it does the same thing as moving the washers. You still have to do a little unfastening. So I just haven't put it in, but you have that and you have the option. So after we've done all the connecting, this plane is ready for pre-flight. And what I do is there's a pre-flight list in the cockpit, and I just do a good walk around. And let's demonstrate that now.